Welcome to Everyday Cooking. If you haven't subscribed the channel yet, please click the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay connected, and it is absolutely free. Today we are going to prepare a festival snack, ring Murukku or ring Chakli. This first take 2 tablespoons of split green gram, that is moong dal. Clean this and soak this in water for about half an hour. Now let us take half a cup of water in a pan. To this add the soaked moong dal, that is the soaked split green gram. To this add 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, quarter teaspoon of asafoetida, that is hing, required amount of salt, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds, and 2 teaspoons of butter. The butter I am using here is unsalted butter. If you are using salted butter, adjust the salt accordingly. Butter will make the murukku very soft, so don't avoid it. And if you don't have butter, you can go for oil also, but butter is a better option. Once the water starts boiling, you can add the rice flour. For half a cup of water, it is 1 cup of rice flour. Add the flour little by little and stir it continuously. So now you can switch off the flame and start mixing it. You need to get a soft dough out of this. This is ready, and until you use this, please keep it closed. If you are not going to close this, your dough will become dry soon. Once the heat is bearable, you can transfer it into another bowl, and you have to knead this for a few minutes. Here the dough is ready. Apply some oil on your hands. Take a small ball out of it and you have to shape it now. We are going to make a ring out of this. You have to make it long like this. We need a small ring, so remove the excess. Join this to form a small ring. Here our rings are ready. Make sure you are covering the rest of the dough. You should not let it dry. Now deep fry the rings in hot oil and in medium flame. Flip this and fry this until it is golden brown. Now this is golden brown and looks crispy too. We can take it out. The first set is ready. Let's start the second set. The second set is also ready, and this murukku will taste so good. Our next recipe is Bakarwadi. For this, let us take 1.5 cups of maida. To this, add about half a teaspoon of salt, and 3 tablespoons of oil. Give a nice mix. Now start adding water little by little and make a soft dough out of this. The dough is perfect and soft. Let this rest for about 30 minutes. By the time, let us prepare our masala powder. In a pan, add 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds. Give a nice saute. To this, add 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, and 1.5 tablespoons of sesame seeds. Give a nice saute. We have to dry roast this well, and once it is ready, the sesame seeds will pop. At that time, you can switch off the flame and allow it to cool down, and then make it into a fine powder. Grinding part is over. Set this aside. Next, take a pan, pour some oil in it. To this, add 1/4 teaspoon of asafoetida, that is hing. To this, add half a cup of gram flour and give a nice saute. Roast this for about 2 to 3 minutes and add 1 teaspoon of dry mango powder, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and the required amount of salt. Give a nice saute. Saute this for 2 to 3 minutes and add the grinded masala. Saute it again for another 2 minutes. Now switch off the flame and add 3 tablespoons of sugar. Give a nice mix. Our masala powder part is over. Next, we'll move on to the dough. Divide the dough into 3 equal parts. We are going to roll the dough, so apply some oil. Now start rolling this. You have to roll it thin but not so thin. We need a rectangular shape for this, so we are going to cut the edges to form a rectangle shape. Spread some oil and cover it with the prepared masala. Press the masala with the spoon so that the masala will stick onto the dough. Now roll it very tight. Rolling is over. Make sure it is tight and cut them into small pieces. Our Bakarwadis are ready to be fried now. Fry them in a hot oil in a low to medium flame. Turn and fry them till golden brown. We need to fry till crispy, and this looks crispy now, so we can take it out. Next, let us prepare Murukku with rice batter. For this, I am going to take 4 cups of parboiled rice. Clean this and soak this in water for about 2 to 3 hours. This is after 3 hours. The rice is ready now. Let us now grind the rice in portions. I am going to grind this in a mixie jar. If you want, you can use grinder also. If you are using mixie jar, first grind the rice without water. This will help you in grinding the rice evenly. Now let us add little water. Grind this again. This is not smooth yet, so let us add little more water and grind this till it is smooth. We need a thick, smooth batter. This batter is fine, it is smooth and also thick. Let us transfer this into another bowl and let us grind the other portions also. The grinding part is over. Now let us add the required amount of salt. Next we are going to add the fried gram powder little by little and we are going to mix it properly. You need around 2 cups of fried gram powder. If you don't have fried gram powder, you can grind the fried gram in the mixie jar and once sieve it to get a fine powder. You are going to add fried gram powder until you get a soft sticky dough. This is perfect. This is the right consistency. At this stage, add 3 to 4 tablespoons of butter. For the spiciness, let us add 1 teaspoon of chili powder. And for the flavor, I am going to add 1/4 cup of sesame seeds. You can either add black or white. Give a nice mix. To make the dough even more soft, I am going to add 1/4 cup of oil. This is refined oil and the oil has to be warm. So heat the oil for some time before adding. The dough is ready. It has to be like this. Get ready with your Murukku maker. You have to use this hole. There are different varieties of Chakli maker in the market. Whichever is easy for you, you can go for that. Fill the Murukku maker with the prepared dough. Press this into the hot oil. Cook this in medium flame. Let us flip this now. We have to cook this until it is crispy and golden brown. Here the Murukku is ready. We can take it out now. This will be very soft, very crispy and will taste so good. Next, let us prepare rice thattai. For this, let us powder the fried gram first. This is 1/4 cup of fried gram. I am going to powder this as fine as possible. This is ready. Next, in a bowl, take a cup of rice flour. To this, add the powdered fried gram. One tablespoon of chili powder. 1.5 tablespoons of sesame seeds. Required amount of salt and 1.5 tablespoons of butter. Butter will make the recipe soft and crispy, but you can substitute butter with oil. Give a nice mix and start adding water. Now add water little by little and start kneading this. You have to make a soft dough out of this. This is ready. The dough has to be very soft. It has to be like this. Now spread some oil in a plastic sheet. Take a small ball out of the dough. Place it in between the plastic sheet and give a nice press. You can use a bowl or a tumbler to press this. Press this as flat as possible. This is ready to be fried now. Drop this slowly in the hot oil and we are going to fry this in medium flame until it is crispy. This is ready. We can take it out now. Our next recipe is Thenkulal Murukku. For this, take 1/2 cup of split black gram, that is urud dal. Fry this until it is slightly brown. Dal is ready. Let us transfer this into a mixie jar and powder it as fine as possible. We need a fine powder, so let us sieve this once. Along with this, we have to add the fried gram powder too. So take 1/4 cup of fried gram. Powder this as fine as possible. We are going to sieve this too, so add this into the dal powder. Now let us sieve this. Transfer this into another bowl. To this, add 2 cups of rice flour. Quarter teaspoon of hing, that is asafoetida. 1 teaspoon of black sesame seeds. Required amount of salt. 3 tablespoons of butter. Crumble this first. Before adding water, we have to crumble this, then only it will get mixed well. Now start adding water little by little and give a nice mix. You need a soft dough out of this. The speciality of Thenkulal Murukku is that we don't use chili powder here, but if you need spiciness, you can add. The dough has to be soft and firm like this. Cover it with a wet cloth. The dough won't get dry if you use a wet cloth. So whenever needed, you take the dough and close it again with the wet cloth. In your chakli maker or murukku maker, use this hole. And you also need 2 spatulas like this. Now let us apply oil on all that we needed. That is the chakli maker, that is the murukku maker and the spatulas. If you apply oil, the dough won't stick to the spatula or the murukku maker. So all set. Now let us take some dough and fill the murukku maker. You can fill 3/4 of it. Make sure you're closing the dough with a wet cloth whenever it is not used. Now shape the dough like this on the spatulas. This is ready. Now let us deep fry this in hot oil in medium flame. You have to dip the spatula and keep it for about 3 to 4 seconds so that the dough will come out easily. One side is ready. Let us flip it. You have to keep it on the flame until this is crispy. This is almost cooked, and by the time you can add some more. Our first set is ready. Let us take it out. This murukku will taste so good, and our ten kulal murukku here is also ready. Hope you. Our final recipe will be Haldiram style chana dal fry. For this, let us take around 2 cups of chana dal, that is split chickpeas. Clean this well with water. Now drain the water and add enough water and soak this for an hour. This is after 1 hour. The dal has increased in size. Drain the water and spread it in a clean cloth and pat it dry. You can spread this and leave this for about 10 minutes for the cloth to absorb water. This is after 10 minutes. The dal is perfect for frying now. So let us fry them in a hot oil in medium flame. You have to fry them until it is crispy and golden brown. Once the dal is ready, it will become light and it will start floating, that is, it will come to the top. By that way you can find that the dal is ready. Here the dal is ready, it is perfect and golden brown. We can take it out now. Collect them in a tissue paper because tissue paper will absorb the excess oil. Let us add the masalas before it cools down. A little amount of salt, half a teaspoon of chili powder, a big pinch of asafoetida, that is hing, and half a teaspoon of chaat masala. Give a nice mix. The dal is ready. Once it cools down, it will become more crispy. Our Haldiram style chana dal fry is ready. Hope you like it. We'll join in another interesting recipe and don't forget to subscribe our channel.